Good morning, it's Councillor Glen, and this is my update for Saturday, September 30th. It is the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation, so I think it's appropriate to begin today's update with the land acknowledgement. We are on the unceded and unsurrendered land of the Algonquin Anishinaabe Nation today. There are all sorts of events happening around the city, downtown, libraries, all over the place really, around truth and reconciliation. There are a number of great resources online, and I would encourage residents today to spend some time reflecting and learning on what truth and reconciliation means for our country and for our community. Now today I'm at the far west end of Stittsville at Henry Walker Grove. Behind me is a pathway that connects to the Trans-Canada Trail. If I were to go the other way, eventually I'd end up at Hazeldean Road, and it's just west of the Westridge neighborhood. And if you want to access it, there's a couple ways. You can come down Thresher Street. Right to the end of Thresher is where it meets Henry Walker Grove. You can also access this from the entrance to the Trans-Canada Trail at Westridge and Abbott Street. So if you're looking for someplace this weekend for a little walk, a little hike, this could be the place for you. We had a super busy week this week in Stittsville and at City Hall. So busy that I've got 2 cards worth of updates, so I'll jump right into it. First of all, Monday was le jour des Franco-Ontariens et Franco-Ontariennes, où nous célébrons les nombreuses contributions de la communauté francophone de l'Ontario. So it's the Ontario Francophone Day, where we celebrate the contributions of the Francophone community in Ontario. That was on Monday. Also on Monday, I had the opportunity to visit the Dave Smith Youth Treatment Center. This is a 30-bed facility for young men and young women who will be recovering from substance abuse and mental health issues. And it's just north of Stittsville, a little bit north of Richardson Side Road off of Huntmar. They are building a $20 million facility, a new facility, and it's almost done, and got a great tour. Actually, as deputy mayor, I proclaimed it Dave Smith Day in the city. A really great facility and much needed in our community. Then I went to City Hall, and there was a Transpo Awareness event organized by Transpo riders as well as the Ottawa Transit Riders Association. So it's good to hear directly from some Transpo users about some of their concerns and ideas and feedback for the system. And then it was back to Stittsville Monday evening, where we had a meeting of our diversity committee with special guests from CAWI, the City for All Women initiative. They're doing some amazing work around supporting women and people from diverse backgrounds in getting more involved in civic life, in providing feedback and advocacy on city policies. So check them out online. If you look for, just do a search for CAWI, C-A-W-I, and you'll see what they're up to and some of their activities and perhaps how you can get involved as well. This week I joined I think 11 or 12 other councillors. We wrote a joint letter to the province, and then City Council actually passed a motion. We're asking various officials at the provincial level to look into the process that the province used to add additional expansion land to Ottawa's urban boundary last fall, late October, early November. I guess with everything going on in relation to the Greenbelt in Toronto, we want to just have assurances that there was a solid process used. We've had very little information. There were about, I think, 500 or 600 hectares of land added by the province with very little consultation and very little background or reporting as to how they chose that land. And some of it is on the outskirts of Stittsville, so something that is important to me there. We had a transportation committee this week, and much of the focus was on Queen Elizabeth Driveway through Centretown and the Glebe, and whether or not it should continue to be open or closed temporarily. They had it closed for most of the summer to provide better access for cyclists and pedestrians, but it's caused some impact on neighboring streets in the Glebe. So we had quite a long discussion, and I think what it comes down to is I'd like to see the NCC do some actual consultation with stakeholders. Hey, it may be a great idea. There may be some great benefits to it. There may be other ways to configure it. Maybe Colonel By could be closed instead of Queen Elizabeth. Maybe there's a one-way street on either side of the canal to create more space for cyclists and pedestrians. But the point is they don't seem to have done a lot of direct consultation with people in the community. And I think that's would be a good start before they make any decisions on next year. And then yesterday, we had our Light Rail Subcommittee meeting where we got updates on construction of the south, the east, and the west leg of LRT. Most of the discussion was on the south part of LRT, going to the airport and going to Riverside South. We have a new target launch date, which is spring 2024, so another delay. For people in Stittsville, I know this affects a lot of people, in particular students going to Carleton University. The replacement bus, while the train line is under construction, is causing a delay, a longer commute to get there. So I want to thank Carleton students and staff for your patience. We all want to see this up and running as soon as possible, but of course we also want to see a completely safe and reliable system, and they do need some extra time to integrate all the different pieces of a very complex train system. But the end is in sight. It'll hopefully be next spring, and I'll keep folks updated. The next update we're going to get on that is in December, so watch for an update there. In terms of the east and the west, for the east out to Plaster Lanes and Trim Road, spring 2025, and to the west all the way to Bayshore and Moody, and then to Algonquin College would be late 2026. One of my concerns is about all the detours that are in place as we're seeing more people return to the office. There is more traffic on the Queensway and on the Parkway, and it is causing some choke points, I guess, for the bus detour routes. So we're going to be looking at that with MTO at the province and with the NCC and with the city's traffic staff to see what we can do there to mitigate. There's information about all of this, by the way, on my website, and some other information that we've shared on my website, my team and I have shared. We've got a list of the school times for every school in Stittsville. So the drop-off time in the morning and the pickup time in the afternoon. I've been reminding parents or asking drivers, actually. Let's start over. What I've been saying over the past few weeks is, if you can avoid driving through those school zones during the drop-off and pickup. If you're not a parent, if you don't have a reason to drive to the school, get to the school, and you can avoid those, find an alternate route, or adjust your departure time a little bit earlier, a little bit later to avoid school zones during the drop-off and pickup, it's a huge, huge help to reduce congestion and improve safety. So we've posted now a list of all the start and stop times for the schools. Start and stop sign times for the schools. That's on my website. There's some information there from Ottawa Hydro. There's a very small number of homes on Hobin and on Cherokee, so Crossing Bridge and Jackson Trails, who are, there's going to be some equipment replacement and some temporary planned power outages. So there's information on my website. If you're affected as a homeowner, you will receive direct notification from Hydro Ottawa as well. There's information about some new city consultation happening about the city tree bylaw and what qualifies as a distinctive trees, trees that have a different level of protection. And we have an update on Village Square Park. Construction is going to be starting very, very soon for the renewal of the playground. So I think we first announced this about 3 years ago. We've had a lot of consultation with residents and focus groups, and we finalized the design. It is going to be a wooden park. It is going to be a train theme, but some updated play elements and bring it up to 2023 standards for safety and accessibility. So you can check that out on my website for more information. Events coming up. Tomorrow, Sunday, October 1st, we are hosting my Councillor Glen Seniors Day Tea. It's National Seniors Day. In cooperation with Hazeldean Gardens, we've got a free seniors tea from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. at Hazeldean Gardens, corner of Stittsville, Main and Hazeldean, roughly. We've got some tea. We've got some booths and displays from local organizations that provide resources for seniors. So I hope you can join us 2 to 4 p.m. October 4th, we're doing an unveiling of the historical railway plaques over at Bradley Square. That's on Stittsville, Main, right next to Ritual. October 12th, we're hosting an emergency preparedness workshop with the Red Cross. Registration is open on my website, so please check that out for more information. Also, tomorrow is a household hazardous waste depot at the Westbrook Snow Dump. That's off of Carp Road. Westbrook's almost right at the highway. If you have any hazardous waste, you can bring it there. Check out my website or the City of Ottawa's website for more information. And for more local community events, check out glengower.ca/events. We've got a big listing of community things coming up over the next couple of months, and there's a lot going on. I think that's it for me today. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you here next week. Thanks for watching. Take care.